Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. NMM and 3D printing. I'm going mad, slowly. In this video is the proof of it. So I'm doing a bit of an experiment here and I would really like your feedback. I decided to time-lapse the entire painting of this bust that I will explain where it came from in a second. I'm not sure the time-lapse is a good idea. And I'd really like your thoughts. The mini comes from Thingiverse. It's a kit bash from a number of years ago from Seb Thesis, one of the guys from the Maker's Cult, who put this together as a homage, I guess. It's a really nice piece. I didn't want to paint the whole thing. I've always looked at it and thought the bust would be, the central piece would be a really great painting piece, and I'm in a bit of an NMM rut at the moment, and I'm kind of enjoying the NMM rut at the moment, and so I thought I'd do this just to kind of see more NMM coming up where I'll use this for other reasons. Anyway, I tend to do blocking. You can see I started out with a white on a black. I'm using the Schminker white. Again, all hail Ben Comets for referring me to the Schminker white. It is the best white paint I've ever used, and if you haven't used it, you should definitely go get some, and then you should definitely go and thank Ben Comets, or Hail Ben Comets, for that. Yeah, so I'm just blocking stuff out. I don't know, I'm in this mode of blocking out the highlights at the moment. I don't know that it's necessarily the right thing to do. I kind of lose where the highlights should go, and so it kind of helps me out. I've done things before where you gloss varnish the mini and then you take photos and it locks the highlights in. I like the sketching of the highlights as much as I'm not very good at it, and I don't necessarily always put them in the right place, but I think it works. I'm still playing, I'm experimenting, hence the... Anyway, I'm digressing. So yeah, and a lot of this is just place the highlights, block the colour in. I'm using the scale 75, predominantly the scale 75 range for the NMM, with a little Vallejo Armour Brown. I don't like the Dubai Brown for the NMM. I don't know, a bit green for me. I prefer the Armour Brown, but slightly warmer. I think it complements the Sahara Yellow from the NMM range better. I don't know, just again, personal taste. Yes, and I found myself, as you've probably noticed, I was obsessing around this corner, this pauldron and this piece, and I was working it over and over and over again, and then I just realised that I hadn't painted anything else, so I was completely procrastinating to go around the back and do everything else. So, you know, deep in, yeah. Anyway, the other thing that I am not totally convinced about, and again, would really appreciate some thoughts and comments, the overall colour palette. You can see I've gone for kind of a brown cream, sort of, very traditional kind of cloth toga, that he would be wearing, sort of, yeah, that. And I think that it sort of works, but with all the other browns and the creams and the yellows and the golden thing, I don't know, I'm not sure it works. Anyway, I would love to know what you think. And the reds, I'm obviously going for the gems, the sort of the Eye of Baal kind of gem there, and I'm using a combination of the Scale 75 Fantasy range and the Watercolours paints. The Watercolours have got this great range of reds. See up there somewhere, where they actually go to quite a light red, which is really nice, because obviously shading red and highlighting red is really hard because it goes to pink, and they've got this kind of nice gradiated reds down to a dark red, but it doesn't go very dark, and so mixing that in with the, I can't even remember the name of it, the deep purpley red that Scale 75 have in their fantasy range gives you that kind of blend right the way through, and you can kind of hit it like the sort of Eldar gems of old. Although I don't tend to add the extreme white dot highlights on this sort of stuff. Again, I probably should, and I could gloss varnish them as well, and you know, see what they look like. But playing with them, seeing what they look like, I went for the non-super Eldar gem look. I really struggled on the back. You know, you notice I keep flicking to the back and then moving away from it and then going back to the back, and I really struggled with placing the highlights where I wanted to go. Obviously you've got the two holes where the wings should have pinned, and I thought about filling them, and I just thought to myself, no, I'm going to leave it because obviously it's part of a bigger model, and I thought just as a thing I'd leave it. But the placing of the highlights on the back, it wasn't working right. I really struggled on that back piece, and I'm still not totally convinced that what I painted looks metallic. Again, I would love to hear what your thoughts are. It took a long time for it to come together before I felt, actually yes, this looks like it's blended and nice and working. What have I learned? Quite a lot. I'm still not totally convinced it looks like metal. I do these NMM pieces a lot, and I look at them, and 90% of the time I think, hey, it's yellow and cream and brown. I'd love, again, to hear does it look like metal to you? Does it not? What should I be doing? What could I try and change? You know, I struggled. So yeah. But overall, I mean, sort of 12-ish hours painting. I don't think that's bad going. Probably a lot slower than a lot of people, but kind of cool. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what you would have done differently, what you liked, what you didn't like, and where you think I can improve in the future, what you think I should look at in the future, different ways of doing NMM. And I need to kind of look at that. Am I totally convinced the blocking method is the right way to go? No. Seem to be gravitating to it at the moment, but I probably should go other places and do other things. And yeah, so like, share and subscribe would be fantastic. If you didn't like this video, I thank you for listening as long as you have. Thumbs up and thumbs down, all that kind of good stuff, and I'll see you next time around.